Very good morning, ma'am. How have you been?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good as this is our first time we are connecting through Skype. I'm literally very glad to have a conversation with you through Skype. Yeah,
So, how many classes do you provide per week to those students, those
uh,
learners who are learning spoken English?
yeah, probably five classes weekly, like five classes weekly. But nowadays, I have a college as well. Probably nowadays I'm providing two classes. Like weekend classes is available. Only weekend classes is available. Before I used to have both weekend classes and weekdays classes. Now only weekend classes are available.
Okay. On which application you conduct your session?
Yeah, it's something like I teach the students through Google Meet.
Google.
Not on joining any
Okay.
application.
And
And yeah, yeah.
okay, okay. So those people who are interested to learn spoken English, they send you email and you just include them in your session. How do you connect with other people actually? I don't
Exactly, you're correct. Exactly, you're correct. What you said is correct. Exactly, I'll just give you my email. The people who are really interested, they can contact me through email, and further discussion will be held, and they can join to the class, and class will be held through Google Meet. I'll
Okay,
teach them
okay.
through Tamil
So
as
what
well.
do you think?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay, that's
as
great.
my first language is Tamil.
So what do you teach? Like grammar first, or you talk over topic, or you give them vocabulary as well?
Yeah, my structure is something like I design the course in such a way that I'll give important to grammar as well as I'll give important to speaking. So like some classes I'll take a grammar class and like probably one day will be a full grammar class and next day will be like worksheet or sometimes it will be like communication class where you have to talk.
Okay, okay. And how many learners you include in one session?
Probably I'm in initial stage in both the state like to YouTube as well as to the class as well. Probably on class we have literally 7 students right now.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And how much time you provide for each class? 1 hour or 2 hours? How much time?
Probably 1 hour, 1 hour, exactly 1 hour. But we are can't able to define, right? Sometimes it will take 1.5 hours as well because to complete the portion if it's more interactive and I don't bother about the time, it may take sometimes 1.5 hours like that.
Okay, that's good. So how did you learn English?
Yeah, actually I learned this language is because of the lockdown. As you know, COVID virus is spreading widely sometimes, before years, in the past years. That time I used to study 7th standard or 8. That time I learned this language because of I get bored. I'm unable to go out as it is spreading widely. That time I got bored, so that I let my aunt suggest me to learn this language. That's why my journey started there.
Okay, okay. So do you interact at home in English? Do you have this environment to speak English all the time?
No, we don't find any people to interact with. As my parents doesn't know to speak in English, they are well versed in Tamil as well. So I used to communicate with the other people through apps like Fluency, and I used to do
Mhm.
self talk a lot to improve my fluency. Self talk is really very important, and I experienced that. So each and everyone also experiencing.
Yeah, sure. Definitely, I agree with you. I also do. Still, I talk to myself a lot every day.
That's really very important, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I do agree with you. And what do you think about grammar? Is it necessary to learn English? We have to learn grammar, or we don't need to learn grammar? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that grammar is like a soul of the body, and English is something like the body. So the thing is, without it cannot be separated, right? So the first thing I used to follow is 60-40 principle, like 60 percentage of communication, like speaking, Only 40 percentage of grammar is correct here. So if your grammar is weak also, no problem, try to speak as well. As learning the grammar as I like, as that is not important. Learn grammar through practical way while speaking, that is more effective rather than learning that or skimming go through in daily. Try to learn the grammar by practical example, working on a lot of example worksheets while speaking. You will definitely master the grammar, but without grammar we can't able to frame sentence. Like tenses are really very important. Learn these kind of simple grammar, then definitely you will be able to make sentence.
Absolutely, I agree with you. It's important. We have to learn. Otherwise, we cannot frame sentences. And even if we you can make sentences, we will feel like that whether I'm making any mistakes or not. We will feel like that. So for that reason, we must know some basic grammar rules. Like tenses are very important, and we have to make sentences because I am learning the structure but I'm not making sentences, that cannot help us. So we have to learn as well as we have to make many sentences.
Exactly. And could you share your short story? Make it short. Your own journey, your own journey about English. How
Yeah,
do you start?
yeah, I also started during the period of lockdown. That time I worked really on spoken English. Because studying English literature is quite different from speaking. So if you want to speak English, you need to work on spoken English. So I started working. I used to collect daily use sentences a lot. That time I couldn't make sentences. Then I started working on my grammar. I learned grammar rules well. I worked on tenses, modal verbs, prepositions, parts of speech, all these things I learned. Narration voice. I'm quite good in voice and narration too. So I learned all these grammar rules and it helped me a lot because earlier I couldn't make a single sentence when I didn't know grammar. Then when I started learning grammar, I can understand that, oh, this is how it is made. So I have to frame in this way. So at that time, I came to know the importance of grammar. And after learning grammar rules, I feel it's quite easy to frame sentences, to make sentences, and to convey my thoughts, ideas. It has become easier for me. So I started learning during the period of lockdown. Still, I'm working. I cannot say that I'm perfect in this language. Still, I'm working. Every day, I take topic. I write down some points about that topic, whatever comes in my mind. I just try to write down all those things. And if I can't find anything, I take help from Google, and sometimes I take from YouTube. I also collect what other people think about that topic. So I just write down their thoughts too. And I have a notebook where I write down every day new words, and I try to explain those words whenever I'm getting someone. I am explaining those new words with others, and sometimes I repeat on my own. And I also have a notebook where I write down hypothetical questions like, what if you had the power to change one thing about human nature? What would you change? If you could erase one memory from your life, then what would you erase from your life? So, this kind of things I write down. I try to answer those questions on my own. This is how still I'm working. I haven't stopped it, and I think it is never going to stop because learning is it's a never ending process. So yeah, still I'm learning.
That's fine. That's like huge story. Same. I just started on lockdown. Same there as well. Yeah. Whatever point you
Mhm.
said, really everyone need to follow. Like you'll make some notes. Still, you are learning, right? In life, we are still. It is never gonna end. Learning process will be always is going on process. It's a continuous process as well. Yeah, that's great. And what your advice to the beginners? Like especially for beginners, what your advice? What do you feel about them?
Yes, I would highly suggest those people to learn tense because it is quite important. If they have to learn, if they think that without grammar I can speak English, I would say it's a misconception. And grammar is not that much difficult if you have someone who can make you understand. It's not that much difficult. We cannot understand just because we don't have anyone who can make us understand. If you have such a teacher, you can follow those teachers and you will be able to learn, and you have to work, and you have to make many sentences like you have to make sentences in affirmative, In negative, make try to make sentences interrogative, like uh I go, he goes, she goes, in affirmative, and in negative, he doesn't go, she doesn't go, Rita doesn't go, Shita doesn't go. This is how you have to make, and try to make sentences interrogative sentences. Does he go, does he go, like this, negative interrogative, and with WH words. So this is how you have to, if you are taking one tense, like if you are taking simple present tense, then try to make 100 sentences in simple present tense only. Take different pronoun in subject place, and take different verb in verb place and in object. We all know that English follows like SVO pattern: subject and then verb and then object. So we have to follow. We to make many sentences, because what happens in, especially in simple present tense, learners get confused because you have to add s or es with the verb when the subject is third person singular number. We know the rules, but in spite of that, we make mistakes. So for that reason, we have to work a lot. We have to work every day. We have to work on that. Every day we have to make sentences, and we have to repeat those sentences. After making all those sentences, repeat those sentences, because our mouth is also not accustomed to speak all those sentences, because our mouth should give an opportunity. We have to accustom, our mouth has to be accustomed to those sentences. We have to repeat those sentences again and again. Those people who have reached an intermediate level, they are not confused that what they have to do and what they not to do. But those people who just have started their journey, they feel really confused. So for those people, I would highly suggest to make many sentences. And the next day, you can take present continuous tense, and you can make many sentences. Take verb, different verb like tell, say, talk, communicate, enhance verb. You need to have knowledge about verbs as well. So, and 80% conversation lies in simple present tense. If you can learn simple present tense, then you are done. You have to learn this tense properly.
Exactly, whatever points you said is really amazing. It's really helpful for the person who are at beginner level. So as